Hello guys, today I'm going to be teaching you guys a little bit on how to trade red folder news days such as CPI, NFP, maybe even FOMC. This is very easy to do, it's just a lot of thinking. So we are set on the 1 minute chart, you don't have to do that exact chart. But make sure you guys are following just kind of majority of the steps that I am showing off here. Okay, so first what we're going to do, we're going to just place down a projection tool. Now this isn't, we aren't entering along at this spot, right? We might be, but we might not be, okay? This is just to know what points we're targeting. We want 30 points to the upside, 30 points to the downside. That's our buffer. That's our safe zone, right? So we don't get manipulated. What's the last thing you guys want to do when you have 4 minis on a contract? Is get manipulated. So now that we have this marked out, right? So I recommend making sure this is ready about 30 seconds before CPI or whenever the news is supposed to happen. What we're going to do, we're going to drag this midpoint of this pattern or of this projection right to where current price is sitting. All right, remember that. Right to where current price is sitting 30 seconds before the next candle opens at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. For your sizing, that really just depends on how you feel about it and your account rules. You don't want to go over your profit target by too much. Unless you have consistency, that's fine. But for like a TradeFi Select account, you don't want to make over $1,000 in a day. So make sure you keep that in mind, right? You don't want to just full port and make $10,000 and now you have to make like $60,000 to pass the account. That is not optimal. All right. So be careful your sizing. Now, in this demonstration, I'm not going to be able to project take profits because replay mode is a little weird. But during your when you're setting these limit orders or these stop orders, make sure you place your take profit. That take profit is very important to avoid manipulation and make sure you secure your profits. Okay, now that is behind us, make sure you are doing a stop order. So what this means is over here we have stop. We have stop, limit, and market. Only do stop when it comes to these news. Now in this reference, you guys are going to be able to see that I'm not able to place a take profit for whatever reason. Replay mode doesn't allow that, so we're just going to kind of gauge, really. I personally would do 3 units on this. That's a lot of movement, guys. That is a lot of contracts. As 15 points per tick, and it's about, I think, 10 ticks per dollar, 10 ticks per point. So it's about $15 per tick, right? And there's about 10 ticks per point. It's a 50-point move. It's about $1,500. I don't need that much. Okay, so what do we got to do now? So we have 30 seconds before. We have our thing here. We have our buy limit or buy stop order here. Stop. Now, you guys, I want you guys to be making sure you guys are placing take profit. We're just going to act like this is our take profit. This is going to be about 50 points, right? About 50 points above. And then same thing, I'm going to remove these lines. So now we're doing our stop order. Now, keep in mind, guys, you have 30 seconds to make sure this happens, right? It's pretty easy. All you really have to do, come over here, click stop, and then drag take profit up to where you kind of feel like it, and bam, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. So next thing here, stop. We're gonna do our stop sell, and we're gonna just act like for this demonstration that our take profit is going to be 50 points to the downside. Okay, so we have 50 points take profit here, 50 points take profit here. I'm gonna slow this simulation down a little bit, just so we can kind of just see how it moves. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is considered gambling. All right, so do this at your own risk. I'm targeting 50 points, about 3 minis, so we'll just see how this moves. Now, this is about 30 seconds before CPI. Now, what we see here, CPI has formed right? That candle's going. Bam. Look at that, guys. Look at that. That is why you guys have to have that take profit. So I think even 3 contracts here. So like even if I was on 3 contracts, guys, I could TP that much points. So realistically, like you don't need that much contracts. You really don't. You don't need $5,000. You do not. All right. Now if you were like full port, whatever, but that yeah, you do not need that much money to pass any sort of account really. So we're not even at the peak of the CPI. So we're just gonna TP 47 or $6,000 off of this move. This was a freaking what was the move? This ended up being 117 points. Now, keeping that as you will. Our next CPI is Wednesday, March 12th or March 11th. Excuse me. Yeah, $6,000. I wonder if it goes back up there. Let's see. No. So CPI obviously doesn't go back up there, but yeah, you see, this is obviously it's not going to move this quick, right? We're on the 1 minute, so this will take a minute for this candle to form here, but yeah. So keep everything I've said in mind. Make sure you have your sell stop. Now, I will say, when you are filled on your order, remove this, right? Just make sure you're hitting that TP. Make sure TP is in reasonable range. I say 50 points is a safe zone. Now, I'm going to back test that with the current news that we have coming up tomorrow. Just make sure you guys are able to do that. But yeah, we had a 115 point move off of CPI. So, free money, but make sure you guys are doing this properly. You guys are following the steps I had said in this video. If you have any questions, feel free to tag me in the server. I'll be happy to answer you guys. Thank you.